In terms of dominant big man duos, we haven't seen a ton of them in the NBA. The best pair we've had by far was Tim Duncan and David Robinson in the late 90s and early 2000s. Other bigs who dominated the league together were Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish in the 80s, the Wallaces on the 2004 Bad Boy Pistons, Mark Eaton and that guy. But when DeMarcus Cousins was traded to the Pelicans in February 2017, they instantly put their names into the conversation for possibly being the most talented big man duo ever. But we only saw this dynamic duo for a total of 59 games, a year and a half of Cousins and AD. But the question is, even though it was such a short time, did the Pelicans lose this trade? We're going to look through every part of the DeMarcus Cousins to the Pelicans trade and break down who truly won it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for clicking on this video. If you guys do like this content, make sure to subscribe so you see all the videos I post on this channel. Without further ado, let's talk about 2016 DeMarcus Cousins and how he was the best center in the league by far. 2015-16 DeMarcus Cousins was the type of player I'll tell my grandkids about. Yes, he was a great value Shaq, but that's still a top 10 player in the league at his peak. Throughout the 2015-16 season, he averaged 27 points, 11.5 rebounds, 3.3 assists, and 3 stocks per game. He truly did it all for the Kings, as he was an All-Star and an All-NBA second-team member. And through the first half of 2017, he was even better. 28 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists in 35 minutes per game. MVP level numbers on a winning team. And there was just one problem. He had literally zero help around him. His second best player was a 30-year-old Rudy Gay, who did average 19 points a game, but he only played 30 games due to an injury. Their third best player was Darren Collison, and even though he's a Pacer legend, he wasn't bringing too much as the third option. Just to put this in perspective for you all, Cousins' final game in a Kings jersey was against his future team in the Pelicans. Here are the other 8 players he went to battle with that day. Darren Collison, who played 41 minutes, having 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. A 31-year-old Aaron Aflalo on his 6th team, who had 10 points and 2 assists. A 4th-year Ben McLemore, who had 11 points and 2 rebounds. And to round off this starting 5 was Konstantin Dimitrios Koufos, who had 4 points and 7 rebounds this day. Off the bench was 36 years old, playing 34 minutes, 6-man Matt Barnes, Anthony Tolliver, Willie Cauley-Stein, and rookie Malachi Richardson. And the best part is the Kings won this game because Boogie had 28 points, 14 rebounds, and 7 assists on the night. There needed to be a change. The Kings were stuck being mid, and here's where the Pelicans were at that time. The Pelicans were definitely underachieving, but they still wanted the best for their star. AD brought them so much hope since he was drafted, and they wanted to return the favor by giving him the best roster possible and a shot at a championship. After that Kings game we talked about, they were 21-34, which obviously isn't great. AD's co-star was Jrue Holiday, a two-way guard who was a perfect complement to Davis. After that though, their talent kind of fell off a cliff. The next guys up were E'Twaun Moore, Solomon Hill, Dante Cunningham, and Tim Frazier. I might be showing my casual side a little bit here, but who the fuck is Tim Frazier? Anyways, you could see the talent on both teams was extremely limited, so something needed to change for both. So on February 19th, 2017, right after playing in the All-Star game, a deadly big man combo came to fruition. Here's what the whole details on the trade look like. The Pelicans received DeMarcus Cousins and Omri Caspi, while the Kings received rookie Buddy Hield, Tyreek Evans, Langston Galloway, a 2017 first-round pick, which turned into Justin Jackson, and a 2017 second-round pick, which turned into Frank Mason III. Let's start with Boogie to see how each of these guys did on their new teams. We talked a little bit about DeMarcus in the beginning of the video. They only got 18 months out of him. To finish out the 2017 season, him and AD were dominant. 17 games played, 25 points, 13 rebounds, and 4 assists a game, along with shooting 38% from 3. Yes, his numbers were slightly down from where he was with the Kings, but now he has to share the ball with AD, another true star. Still a very, very good start to this big man duo. Then we get to 2017 and 2018. Now this team was stacked. Not Warriors level stacked, but still a great team. Starting five of Anthony Davis, DeMarcus Cousins, Drew Holiday, Rajon Rondo, and Etuan Moore. And don't forget about Nikola Mirotic off the bench. Boogie only played 48 games though. January 26th, 2018. In the final seconds of the game, after scoring a triple-double in 30 minutes, Boogie was shooting a free throw. He missed, went for the rebound, and tore his Achilles in the hustle, ending his season. This team still went on to win 48 games and lose in the second round to the Warriors in 5. But who knows? With Cousins, can they take a few more games away from the dynasty? Who's guarding Boogie? Draymond has to guard AD, and KD isn't strong enough. JaVale McGee is barbecue chicken. David West is 37, and Kevon Looney is, well, Kevon Looney. So the Pelicans are in this awkward position. They just proved that this team around AD was good enough to try and compete, and the only question mark was Boogie. What would he turn into after the injury, and if he failed, would that money just go to waste? They wanted to keep options and money open for other opportunities and didn't offer Cousins another contract. Instead, he did this bullshit. He played 30 games mostly off the bench for the Warriors and had a decent season, but in the 2019 offseason, he tore his ACL in a workout accident and was never the same player again. This was the start to his journeyman arc. So in terms of his Pelicans career, it was definitely lackluster, but in the end, it was no one's fault. Maybe Omri Caspi would save the day. Yeah, he played in one game in a Pelicans uniform. He had 12 points against the Rockets, broke his thumb midway through the third quarter, and 5 days after the trade, he was released. Now we can go over to the Kings. The main acquisition of this trade for the Kings was a rookie Buddy Hield. Buddy spent 6 years on the Kings, sometimes even being their number one option. He averaged 17 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 2.5 assists in 385 games with the team. Now, did he ever contribute to winning basketball as the number 1 or 2 option in Sacramento? Absolutely not, but at least he made the team decently watchable. Now, my ball knowers out there know that this is Tyreek's second stint on the Kings, as of course, he won the Rookie of the Year in 2010, averaging 20 points a game. He went to New Orleans in 2013 and averaged 15 points over a 4-year period. His second stint on the Kings was nowhere near as good as his first one, as it only lasted 14 games. He did average 12 points and 4 rebounds to finish the season, so still, put some respect on his name. Langston Galloway was the same as Tyreek. He only spent 19 games on the Kings before signing with the Pistons in 2017. He averaged 6 points and 1.9 assists with the Kings to finish the season, and the Pistons look at that and said, you know what, let's give him $7 million for 8 points a game. That first round pick that they had in 2017 was used to get Justin Jackson. Now, Justin was decently good for the Kings, 6.7 points and 2 rebounds a game in 120 games before being traded to the Mavs for Harrison Barnes. Same as Buddy Hield, he was good for the team, but didn't make a winning impact to the team. Last and certainly least is Frank Mason III. Now, Frank was basically a miniature Justin Jackson, averaging 6.7 points in 103 games for the Kings. I say miniature because he stood at 5'11". He started all of 2 games and played 16 minutes a game. The highlight of his career was almost fighting James Harden. Now that we have all the pieces sorted, the question becomes who really won the trade. You can write your own opinions in the comments, but I'm unfortunately going with the Kings. The reason I say unfortunately is because the Pelicans got the better players by a long shot. Injuries killed this trade for this team and killed AD's career with the Pelicans as he was traded away only a year after Boogie was gone. The Kings had at least 6 solid seasons of Buddy Hield and 18 solid months of Frank Mason and Justin Jackson, but it also came with being one of the worst teams in the league for basically a decade. So you know what? Fuck it. This is a lose-lose trade for everyone involved. Nobody won this trade. The Pelicans lost because of injuries. AD lost 2 years of his prime because it didn't work out with Boogie. Boogie's career took a solid left after his injury. The Kings sucked for a decade. Omri Caspi had to go play for the 31-51 Timberwolves after breaking his thumb. Buddy Hield had to live in Sacramento for over a half a decade. Justin Jackson lost out on development because he had to come off the bench behind Iman Shumpert. Frank Mason had to stay 5'11", and Tyreek Evans had 14 games to prove himself as a solid NBA caliber player, and that turned into a 1-year, $3.3 million deal with the 22-60 Grizzlies. You know who won the DeMarcus Cousins trade? Langston Galloway, because he earned $21 million for himself by playing the end of the season for the Kings. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Comment down below your thoughts on the trade, who won it and why, and subscribe so you never miss one of my videos. God bless each and every one of you, and I'll see you guys next time.